Kia ora koutou. Ko Angela Caves tōku ingoa. No mai, haere mai. My name's Angela Caves and I'm the Digital Events Manager with Digital Boost, and I'd like to welcome you to the Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference covering the West Coast, Nelson, Tasman and Marlborough regions. Welcome to session 4 of day 2 of the conference. Thank you for taking the time out of your day to join us in this webinar. It's wonderful to have you all here. And we are also welcoming those joining us via live stream. So we've got a live stream going to Facebook, LinkedIn and YouTube this afternoon. All sessions of the conference are being recorded and they will be uploaded to a YouTube playlist available for post-event viewing. The link to this will be distributed to all registered attendees. I'd like to welcome Joey. Joey is from Connected, our collaborating partner organisation. Joey's just going to run through how the webinar will work this afternoon, and then she's going to introduce our guest speaker from the Nelson Regional Development Agency. Thanks, Joey. Welcome.
Kia ora, Angela. Tēnā koutou katoa, ko Joey tōku ingoa, no whakatua hou. He mihi mahana tēnei ki a koutou katoa, no mai, haere mai, ki te hui or Business Growth and Support Virtual Conference for Te Tauihu. Welcome everyone and thank you for joining us today. My name is Joey and I'm the Employment Liaison Advisor at Connected here in Nelson, covering Nelson, Tasman. Before I hand over to Mark, just a couple of housekeeping tips for anyone attending. We can't see you or hear you, but you can see and hear the hosts for today. If you have any questions, please pop these into the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen and we will answer these after Mark's presentation. Nelson Regional Development Agency is our local economic development organisation, and to tell us more I'd like to hand it over to Mark, the Manager of Innovation Business Growth. Kia ora, Mark.
Kia ora, Joey. I'll just share my screen, just bear with me. Tēnā katoa. Kia ora, everyone. Look, first of all, it's really wonderful to be here, although I cannot see any faces. We really do appreciate you giving up your time just to come along and learn a little bit more about the Nelson Regional Development Agency, what we do and how we support SMEs. I'm just going to work through, I think I've got about possibly 15 minutes of slides. I'm just going to give you some context as to who we are, what we do, some strategic context for our region, some of the challenges that we're facing as a region, and then I'm just going to cover broadly some of the activities that NRDA actually do and how we assist. And then I'm going to narrow that down specifically to how we support SMEs across our region. The Nelson Regional Development Agency, we are a council-controlled organisation. We're funded by Nelson City Council and Tasman District Council. We have a number of activities. Everything that we do really aims to increase the economic vitality of Nelson, Tasman. We have a very, very inclusive and collaborative approach across our business. So that effectively means that we undertake a number of activities that involve many, many other key stakeholders across our region. And if I look at the engagement that we have across Te Tauihu, we really couldn't go on this journey alone. So our collaborative approach across our community is a very, very important part of how we do business. Just for some strategic context, in 2019, Wakatu Incorporation, in partnership with the NRDA, Nelson Council, Tasman and Marlborough District Council, many, many other key stakeholders, including iwi, other business support organisations, right through to our young people. They led the design of what was called the Te Tauihu Intergenerational Strategy. Now, this was a major project that involved a wide range of stakeholders, which really sought a much longer term view for the top of the South. At the end of this process and hundreds of consultations, the challenge laid down by this intergenerational strategy was very clear, and it became that we would be good ancestors to Puna Puno. So with all of that said, everything that we do here at the NRDA, our vision is underpinned by these strategic frameworks. In terms of some of the regional challenges that we're facing, there's 3 or 4 I just wish to highlight just for some context. In terms of productivity, we have undertaken a few different reports and studies that really looks at the state of productivity in our region. We have come to learn that we are sitting around 22% below the national average. So that really means that we work harder for the same outputs. What we have come to learn is that gap is about $1.67 billion worth of GDP. So if we were to close that gap up to the national average, 1.67 billion would come back in to our regional economy. So productivity really is a key focus for our region. And of course, we have lower average household incomes. In Nelson, Tasman, we are 13% below the New Zealand average. And some of the things that we're really trying to do and address is strategies that will encourage and support innovation and investment to add value and to support higher paid jobs in the region. Workforce constraints. This is something that I hear on a daily basis. Many of our businesses are really struggling to either attract or retain key staff. So that's another big challenge that we're facing as a region. And of course, the other big one that's quite topical is housing, both in terms of affordability, but also availability. So those are some of the key structural challenges that we are facing. In terms of the makeup of our region, we have 6 key sectors that make up the majority of our GDP. And if you look at some of the economic data across our sectors, you can see after these 6, there is a very even spread across many industries. And now what that really means is we have quite a buoyant economy. We are not reliant on any 1 or 2 key sectors, but that's really just a visual picture of some of the makeup of our key sectors. The NRDA itself, remembering everything that we do aims to increase the economic vitality of our region. But of course, we have to center and focus in a few different areas. We have 4 key areas where all of our activities lie. We have strategic economic development and insights. Then we have destination management, and then of course business growth and innovation, which is where I sit, and then skills and workforce development. So we have a range of people that cover activities within each of those areas. This is the team. It's always good just to bring things alive with a few pictures, but this is the majority of our team. In a few of our different work streams, we engage with other, whether it be third-party contractors, or we work closely with other entities in the region to deliver key initiatives. But effectively, this is the core of our team. Please do feel free to reach out to anyone, and of course, anything within this that you find interesting, please do reach out to me direct. think it's very important just to acknowledge COVID, what that has done for our community, and the impact that has had on our businesses and our people. As we entered into lockdown in March 2020, me and my team, we supported around 2,000 businesses locally through a few different government support schemes. And we got to see really firsthand the impact that this pandemic had on not just the businesses, but on our people. And one thing that I've seen very clearly was many of our business owners really care deeply about their people and their staff. But as 2020 unfolded, the NRDA itself rolled out a range of different activities really to support the local community. We were recognized nationally on 2 or 3 of those different areas. But I think if we fast forward a couple of years, we're really still grappling with the impact of COVID and what that has done and what it means for our business environment, both now but into the next 2 to 3 years ahead. I just want to acknowledge some of my tourism colleagues for their contribution in some of the work that they undertake. We have effectively a marketing function within the NRDA that aims to do 2 key things. One is to attract tourists and visitors into the region, and another key activity is attracting events into the region. And so this is really just to acknowledge the range of different activities that we undertake to attract people in. And of course, when we do that, visitors come in, event organizers and attendees come into the region, they spend money in our economy. And so it's a very important function, and we do a number of different things through a number of different activities and mediums to really attract visitors into the region. And of course that extends to international visitors. So that's a very important function of what we do. The Regional Business Partner Network and Program. Now this just starts to bring things a little bit more narrow in terms of how we actively support local SMEs across the top of the South. The Regional Business Partner Program is a suite of business development support services that are funded by both MB and Callaghan Innovation. They appoint a regional partner in each region around New Zealand. And the Nelson Regional Development Agency is the regional business partner for T2Ehu. We partner with both the Nelson Tasman Chamber of Commerce and Marlborough Chamber of Commerce, and together we deliver this suite of business development support services for our local businesses. In terms of the specific support available, there is 3 broad areas. If you just look at point number 1, this is a range of research and development and broader innovation support that comes out of Callaghan Innovation. And Callaghan is New Zealand's business innovation agency. We are effectively the front door in for local businesses. So we really help businesses get access to a range of R&D support. That could include funding. There are 5 different types of research and development funding available for local businesses. So if you're undertaking anything that's new and novel, you think you may be doing some sort of R&D activity, please do reach out and get in touch just to understand what this support is, what it means, and how it can help you. So there's research and development grant funding. The other suite of services within Callaghan is what they call innovation skills building programs. This is a mix of funding to help you in specific areas, whether it's lean manufacturing, digital lean, or much broader programs such as Beyond IP or Product 360. These are all programs that's aimed at helping businesses to build their internal innovation capability into the future. Also within Callaghan, they have 200 of New Zealand's leading scientists and engineers. They work across 4 distinct teams and groups. So there's advanced manufacturing, advanced materials, biotech, and data and IoT. So they help businesses to develop the tough stuff that businesses want to do. So they're effectively really clever technical individuals who can bring in specialized support to help. Moving on to point number 2, management capability funding. This is a pot of money that is a 50-50 scheme. It aims to help businesses to increase their internal capability by connecting them to third-party expertise. It encourages businesses to upskill by funding them to go on workshops, one-on-one coaching, in specific areas across their business. So if this is something that you're interested in, please do get in touch. Businesses are investing heavily into their internal people and management capabilities. So please do reach out, because we see firsthand the difference this makes. Point number 3 is the Business Mentor Service. We work very closely alongside the Nelson Tasman Business Trust and Business Trust Marlborough. And we have around 150 business mentors in our region who work with and help local businesses. We've got an incredible, amazing pool of mentors in this region across Te so if that is something you're interested in, again, please do reach out. And just the fourth thing, point number 4, we provide a range of independent advice, connections both locally and nationally across the wider ecosystem. So again, if you do want connected locally, if you see any initiatives that's happening nationally, there is a high probability that we will be across that and know the context. So again, please do reach out. This is just a very brief snapshot of some of the outputs that we've achieved through the RBP program over the last 5 years. We would see anywhere between 200 to 300 to 500 businesses per year. And that's a real range of support and advice that we offer. The next support scheme is called the Digital Facilitation Scheme. This is a relatively new scheme that's come out of MB. It's a partnership between MB and the Nelson Regional Development Agency. And fundamentally, this is, it really aims to provide additional support to SMEs to adopt and practically use the new Digital Boost platform. The Digital Facilitation Scheme is a cohort of businesses who will go through a 9-month program, and that could be a monthly offering. So every month for 9 months, a group of businesses will go through a peer-to-peer learning environment. So effectively, if you're a small business, you really want to understand how to use digital better in your business so that you're more efficient, you can use your time better, please do reach out. This is an incredible scheme that will really support and uplift many of our smaller businesses. We are currently engaged with around 150 local businesses who are starting into this scheme from next month. So if this is something you're interested in, please do get in touch. I just want to acknowledge and mention the Mahi Tahi Collab. The Mahi Tahi Collab is based here in NMIT, and this is a collaboration between the Nelson Regional Development Agency, the Nelson Tasman Chamber of Commerce, and NMIT. There's a range of things that happen within this central hub. It is a co-working space. We have around 15 businesses who use this space as a co-working space, and we have a wide range of events that happen here in the collab. So again, if you're you're hosting visitors into the region, you're more than welcome to come and use this space. If you want to pop in just for a meeting, if you want to come in and say hello, please do. This is really about connecting our wider ecosystem and businesses and people. So please do pop in and say hello. The NRDA offer a range of innovation-focused activities. We have a number of different things that we do, but fundamentally this is really about trying to help SMEs to start thinking how innovation can add value to their business and their customers. There's a few bullet points on some of the activities that we do. We work very strongly alongside our partners here at the Mahi Tahi CoLab. We have a range of co-starter workshop programs that we offer. Co-starters is a 9-week program. So if you have a new idea, you might be a new business, or you could be an existing business with a new idea. This is a 9-week program. Each week for 9 weeks, you look at a different aspect of that idea or business, and you try to understand your business alongside a cohort of businesses. So it's a 9-week journey to help you really uncover and understand the potential of a new idea. The NRDA offer and deliver a range of regional industry profiles. So we pick and highlight some innovative businesses, and we try and showcase those businesses through national mediums. This picture is of a number of industry innovation training workshops that we deliver. We do that in collaboration with Creative HQ. They come into the region, and we work with cohorts of businesses who will go through 4 to 5 workshops over a 3-month period to really help boost their innovation capabilities in their business. So these are some of the broader things that we do to really support and encourage innovation within our businesses. Closely related to some of the SME support that we directly offer, we have a workforce development team. I just really wanted to touch on this to emphasize some of the really amazing stuff they're doing. But essentially what that scope of work is, the program is Education to Employment, and it's really a range of activities that's trying to connect our schools, our young people directly into industry in our region. And it's really trying to say, as a young person who may be stepping into the workforce, there is some amazing businesses in this region who's doing really clever stuff, and there is opportunities for you to stay here. And so we do a number of different things that get school kids into the business to let them see and taste what the opportunities are, but also the types of businesses that we have in the region. So that's another area that's really trying to future-proof the region and our workforce. We are engaged with 11 schools across the region, and over the past couple of weeks, we've had a cohort of about 100 students through one of our events. So there's some really, really interesting things happening on the working with the youth into industry locally. Since COVID, it's been a very interesting time. We're hearing a real mix of challenges and also opportunities for many of our businesses. Over the past 12 months, there has been a collaboration between the NRDA and the Nelson Tasman Chamber of Commerce, and they have formed the Nelson Tasman Regional Insights Panel. Now, this is a really important panel for providing a business voice to shape direction of activities for the future, but also how we interact and provide insights back to central government. So if you're a business and you do want to provide some input into this, we really do welcome that. I've included the link, so please do check this out, and we do really want more and more insights from a wide variety of businesses. So this is a great opportunity just to have a say and to have to impart some of your insights and your experiences. The Nelson Regional Development Agency has a very, very wide portfolio of activities. I'm very restricted on time, and I could not go into the detail on many things, but some of the future activities that we have over the short term and medium term is quite extensive. This is a very, very brief snapshot. In terms of how we support SMEs, that will obviously continue through the Regional Business Partner Programme, our connections in the region. And we, like I say, we deal with around 300 to 500 businesses per year through the RBP program. But the very important thing is we leverage that across other aspects of the business here, and also what's happening in the region, just to make sure that we do have wraparound support for our local businesses. But this is just a snapshot of some of the activities that we have over the next 3 to 6 months. This brings me to the end, and I really just wanted to emphasize and say we very much do what we do alongside many, many, many key stakeholders in this region. We very much have a collaborative outlook for many, many different projects, and this just gives you a very, very small taste of who we work with across a multitude of different things. And that's me. I just really appreciate you giving up your time and just listening to what we do and how we're here to help. And we do have a regional newsletter. You can register, just click on this link, and that will just keep you up to date every month on some of the wider regional activities that's happening. If you do have any questions on anything, if you do want to delve deeper into anything that I have covered, specifically the Regional Business Partner Program, please do reach out. We're very encouraging to engage with more and more businesses. So thank you for your time.
Kia ora, Mark. Thank you very much. Keeping you very busy there. A couple of questions that have come through. So one is around the funding, so management capability and R&D funding. How do we get more information on their eligibility to receive the funding?
I think the best thing is to reach out and have a conversation either with myself or one of the team. Yeah, and I think one of the key things that we often look for is the real need and gap at that time. Often that might be one way that will really help you, but we might identify 2 or 3 other ways or avenues of support. But effectively, please do reach out, get in touch. We'll have a sit down and really go through all the specifics of the business, your journey to this point, what you need, and we'll cover everything in full detail.
Great, thank you. The next one is, I may be interested in out-of-region support services. Could you still help us?
Absolutely, yes. We're very, very immersed across the wider ecosystem across New Zealand, whether that's, we see big trends here, for example, in food and beverage. And so we're very connected into Food South and the Food Bull network. And I would deal with around a dozen different venture capital companies across New Zealand, and of course we have about 15 different incubators, accelerators across New Zealand. So sometimes businesses will come in and they want access to some of those wider national support programs. So we're very much immersed across that also.
Awesome. The next question is around, you mentioned the Mahi Tahi CoLab space, and that anyone can use that. Is there a cost and how do we book that space?
you're very welcome to come in and use the space if it's a one-off meeting. If it is an event that you wish to hold, there will be a small cost, and you can either email me direct or call into the collab here and speak to Ricky. And Ricky is our go-to for all Mahi Tahi collab events, etc. So yes, so please do either email me directly or call in.
Great. Over to you, Angela. I think that's everything.
Right, just want to add my thanks as always to you, Mark, for joining us this afternoon. Thank you so much for sharing all about NRDA and what you guys are doing in the community, business community up there. Busy times, lots of I guess lots of things to kind of overcome, especially particularly around that housing and workforce issues, etc. So, and I feel like that's kind of the message that we've been hearing from a lot of our regional agencies. So it's a bit of a tough labour market and economy out there at the moment for some of our industries. But in saying that, great support and the likes of yourselves, the local chambers and a lot of our government agencies. So thank you for joining us and sharing that information today. If you do need any extra support or you haven't heard what you needed to throughout these sessions, please head over to Connected. We've got Joey in the Nelson Tasman region, James, who is in the Marlborough region, and Anne in the West Coast, and they will be able to be that conduit of support. So they will be able to tee you up with people like Mark at NRDA. Digital Boost is here supporting the business community by offering a free learning platform. This is for all small businesses across New Zealand looking to start their digital transformation journey. If I can encourage you to do anything, it would be to utilise our tool called Checkable. Checkable, you run your website through it and it's a free diagnostic tool. It will provide you a digital assessment of how your small business is performing digitally, and then it will give you some steps to prioritise the next key steps to really increase your digital footprint and awareness. That does bring our session to a close. So once again, thanks to Joey and Mark for joining us this afternoon. Like I said, up at 4 o'clock, we've got our last session of the day with Development West Coast. Then tomorrow we'll be bringing you sessions from 5 government agencies, and we're kicking off at 12 o'clock with Te Puna Kōkiri. Thanks again, everyone, to those who joined us in the webinar today and those who joined us via live stream. It was a pleasure to host you, and we do hope to see you in some of those sessions tomorrow. Thanks again, team. Have a good afternoon.